and that'll make her happy. And that would make us all happy.
I would have booted her off the fucking show as soon as she said that. I just want my money. Bam, you're off the fucking show because you're not a credible fucking person. Get the fuck out of here.
She's welcome to her opinion. It's fine. That's a lot of people think that way. Money won't make it better. Money is really... Well, money is the problem. But money is not a race issue. Money is not a white thing. Money is...
No.
If all the richest people in the world were black, someone would be being oppressed by them. That's a money thing. That's not a black-white thing.
That's right.
And that's the problem. And I have no problem. If we all want to attack money, absolutely. I was all over Occupy, 100%, until Occupy, just like BLM, lost its way and got stupid.
Yep.
And when your own organization is sponsoring the NBA, not sponsoring you, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That
is a...
That's
when
not
you're supposed to be there for people to show that people need help, and you're donating to a bunch of multi-millionaires and billionaires. You're not smart. You're not doing anything for your cause.
No, exactly.
Whatsoever.
And that was my point, and I made it well. Let's talk about some news, because I don't want to talk about me anymore. It's starting to make me hate white people.
All right. Well, we all know what happened over in Beirut. The massive explosion. Some interesting things coming out of this. Number one, there are a whole whack of protests going on. Where basically people are calling for the government's resignation. They want the whole government to say, "Fuck it, we're all guilty of this. This never should have happened. You're criminals. You're liars. You're this. You're that." So people are just freaking out, and I'll say everybody's just blaming the government directly for this happening.
That's what they do in those countries. They will literally overthrow their government.
Well, 16 people have been arrested so far during the initial part. That was going on yesterday and today. We got 16 people being detained as it is. They've had Lebanon, or Beirut specifically, has had two government officials step down. One of them was who the fuck was she? She was a ambassador to Jordan. She resigned because of the government's negligence over the whole thing. And another one quit. I don't know who the other person was, but somebody else had quit the day of that afternoon. That's it. I'm out, he says. Fuck this. You guys caused this. I'm out. As soon as the explosion went off, he's like, I'm out. Fuck it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's good. That's the smartest guy right there.
Agreed. That was amazing. And here's the thing, though. So you got all the people in the town all saying that the government's corrupt and all this other shit. Now you got Italy fucking pledging fucking money. You've got 35 or 33 million donated from the UK to help with everything sort of going on right now to get supplies and help with whatever they need help with. So as an initial plan, the U.S. is going to be giving money, and Canada's going to be giving money. Everybody's going to be giving money, but the problem is who are you giving these money to?
Yeah.
You're not going to the people, I'll tell you that much. You'll donate $35 million, but they'll probably see about $1,000 of it spent on them. If that's total spent on them for a couple of cases of fucking water.
Well, especially if there's no government. who you give the money to?
Yeah, it's just
that's why these
Black Lives Matter.
And where the fuck is Italy coming up with money? And 2/3 of Italy just died.
Well, that's just it, though. It's all the old people.
That should.
They've just saved a tremendous amount in fucking in healthcare.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, they're probably looking fantastic financially right now. Not saying that's the reason for all of it, but just saying.
Well, that was I did say that was the reason for it.
Yeah, you did actually. No, something I didn't know that was going on with them or with Beirut is since October, the banks have frozen people out of their own savings accounts and blocked transfers abroad. Since October. And then now the Lebanon Central Bank is asking all the other banks to make, they're called cheap dollar loans. And basically what it is instead of being able to pull out your money, you pay to depositors with dollar accounts in cash in a local currency at a market rate. And that's how you get your money. So instead of using the money that you saved and having nothing against it, now you are literally have to borrow money from the bank because they won't let you touch your own money.
Yeah, I'm locked into something similar to that right now.
But you weren't forced into that in the sense. You didn't sign up to a bank specifically for them to say, you're not getting your money. Yeah.
But nevertheless, that's an interesting way to do it. I don't understand. I don't know why they were frozen out of their accounts in October. I don't know what's going on in Lebanon. I stopped paying attention to Lebanon 1,000 years ago, so I'd have to look into it more. There's obviously something going on, and that just leads to more conspiracy theories over who caused this bomb.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Zimbabwe has come forward to say that, hey, we didn't know anything. We have no knowledge of the ship carrying the cargo of the ammonium nitrate. We have no idea about any of this. It has nothing to do with us. Stop blaming us. It wasn't us. Because it was just a Mozambican boat.
Isn't Zimbabwe with the 700% inflation or whatever right now?
Yeah, this is Mozambique, though, not Zimbabwe.
Well,
is it the same thing? Is it basically the same thing? I don't know the difference.
I have no idea. I blame them all.
Yeah, same shit.
Africa's fucked.
Now, on top of this, though, hang on a second. On top of this, so far they have questioned more than 18 port and custom officials. 16 people are detained over the explosion, and the government has told them that we want to know who did this, and you got 5 days to figure it out.
Is that the same 16 people that got arrested for the protest?
No, different 16. Just happens to be the same number.
Interesting.
That is very, very interesting. But yeah. So yeah, just a little. That's just craziness. So like, I this whole listing of like all the stuff that's come forward in the last like 10 hours. It's like at 1930, 16 people detained over Beirut. At 1945, or Mozambique denies knowledge. You know, fucking 2015, Lebanon Central Bank asked banks to make cheap dollar loans, and just fucking nuts.
It's a weird thing going on. I don't know. It's for me, whenever these things creep up, I think they're just trying to get us distracted from something else. It's so easy now to like when people are sniffing around too closely and people are questioning too much about what's going on. Oh, why are we wearing the masks? Oh, the COVID thing's not working. Oh, really? Okay, well, here's a big explosion in Lebanon to focus on.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly believe that's kind of what's going on because it always happens this way. Mm-hmm. Whenever we get too close to questioning a little too much and we start forming answers on our own, all of a sudden there's a bomb in some weird place. But it's always a place like Beirut where it wouldn't matter too much. Like
it's not like it's like the UK or Canada or US. Yeah, it's
just here's a like how many people knew that there was however many pounds of that shit stored in that building.
Yeah, that came out really quickly.
That was just like, let's just go blow up that building full of explosives.
Yeah, but apparently the stuff was on the boat, not in the building. And the boat was docked. But that contradicts the one statement that I read about it, the whole thing, where they said that it's been sitting in that port building for like 6 years or 8 years or whatever it is. And now everybody's saying, no, it was on the boat. I don't know. The explosion seems to erupt from the building. When you see all the videos of it, it's all coming from the building. Why is all of a sudden is it all in the boat?
Well, because whoever stuck it in that building in that heavy populated area doesn't want to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be,
we just loaded the stuff on the boat yesterday. It wasn't us.
Yeah, and there's just in these situations now. There's always just so many questions and so much confusion. It's never. It seems like since 9/11, everything's just always nothing's cut and dry anymore. It's always.
And I think that's because the world recognized right then and there that if the U.S. can get away with what they got away with 9/11, then why can't everybody else? And I think that's pretty much the attitude that just went around.
Oh, maybe.
Because it makes sense. I mean, like, if you looked around and you thought, like, okay, there's so much evidence that shows that 9/11 was an inside job. There's a tremendous amount of evidence that proves it.
There's a tremendous amount of evidence that looks like it. There's nothing that proves it. Because there's just as much evidence from the other side that looks just as easily explainable. You can explain both sides 100% clear. So nothing proves anything.
Okay, you're right. So I'll rephrase my statement. There is a tremendous amount of evidence that implicates that it was an inside job.
Exactly.
The actual report that was given out was one of the biggest farces in fucking U.S. history, considering how much was not discussed in it and how much of it just literally made no sense in the actual, like, scientifically. That building could not possibly have fallen the way it did. It is literally not possible.
It literally
if it was
is
full
possible.
of explosions, absolutely.
And there is a bunch of evidence to show how it could have. So you can skew it either way. That's the problem with it.
A giant, tall building falling straight down without tilting any way, shape, or form?
Yes.
That can only happen with controlled explosives.
No. There's... I'm not going to sit here and Google shit for another show, but there's equal explanation for the opposite of your argument that looks just as good as your argument. That's what I'm saying, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying no side is ever going to know what was right because it can be proven either way, or it can be implicated either way, and it's just whatever you're. No one's ever going to know the answers to it.
Well, it's just, again, it still just goes to prove nothing can be trusted. So then, if no straight answer can come out of this, therefore, the rest of the world just looked at it and said, "Well, fuck it then. We don't need to fucking tell the truth. What's the point? If the quote unquote most powerful nation on the planet can get away with it, why can't we?"
Yeah, it's true. I don't think they got away with anything. But that's another argument for another show. And apparently one we're going to have. But this one's not going to make any more sense than that one, I don't think.
I just want the building explained, because I still have yet to see anything that explains a building to fall the way it did without controlled explosions.
All right. Well, I'm not going to sit here and drag it up now, but I'll find it and I'll show you.
We'll discuss it sometime. I'm up for that. So, yeah. So there's that.
I don't know what's going to come out of this Lebanon thing, but I think it's really just someone has done this to get us off the COVID thing.
Yeah. See, folks, you got to wear your mask. Your port might blow up.
Yeah. Everyone wearing masks sitting there probably like, what the fuck were we wearing these masks for?
I still can't breathe. What the fuck? This mask didn't help at all.
Well, that's just the thing. We can all wear our masks and then get our fucking heads blown off tomorrow morning. We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
No idea.
I don't know why we just stopped talking about everything else. Like, 5 years from now, we're going to find out that everyone has new kind of form of throat cancer caused by masks. And no one's going to remember that. Oh, what, cancer? What's that? Is that, like, the new COVID? No, that's the thing everybody had before COVID, you fucking retards.
You know, one of my favorite things, there's a doctor that released this video thing of him wearing a surgical mask. I'm going to rephrase and repeat this: a surgical mask, and then did a